This is the 2027 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy. And in today's Vehicle Visionary video, I'm going to tell you about all of the different features and functions that are making this possible to be a vehicle that gives you a lot for the price. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Now, as far as our lighting elements go, everything is going to be LED. I'm going to hit the button right there just so you can see some of this coming to life. But you're going to have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, a very nice looking front end. It is rather boxy, rather squared off, but I think that works really well. You're going to have your lighting element that goes all the way across right here. Tell me what you think about that. Our upper and our lower grills. And then we're going to have the front view camera right there, nicely kind of almost hidden away. It doesn't stick out like some do, but you know what? I think that does a good job as far as that goes. This model will be front wheel drive, but all wheel drive is available. So it's going to have the black emblem right here. That works even though it is in a matte finish, so it stands out a little bit but not too much. Just giving you something that I know a lot of you might like, that's liking that blackout look. And we're going to find our calligraphy trim level specific matte finish 21-inch wheels. Tell me what you think about that design. We're going to work our way up, and you can see one of the main things here that I know a lot of you like already, the power folding side view mirrors. But they're also going to have the turn signal indicators built in, as you can see right there. They're heated and power adjustable. We'll come around to the inside area where you can see the glass. They're also going to have blind spot monitoring. The roof rails are here. If you want the crossbars to increase your cargo space, that is going to be there. And the little handle that's right here on some of these models, or has been for the last few years, only available on the XRT trim level. That does make it a little bit easier to grab that, and then you step up on the tire and you can actually get up there. But honestly, you can just reach up here and grab this and do the same thing. The nice large windows make it easy to see out of. That's a good thing. And we're working our way here to the rear, and once again, we're going to find our full LED lighting. You got that H pattern right here, as you can see. That's nothing new for 2027, but it is here. And then you're going to have your concealed away rear window wiper. It's right inside of the rear roof spoiler right there. It gives it a nice clean look back here, but that's still going to be available when you need it. We're going to work our way down. Once again, everything blacked out. We will actually have exposed exhaust here, something that some of you really like. That is going to be here, unlike on some other models out there. And speaking of the exhaust, let's talk about what's under the hood and give you the details of what's being exhausted. Under the hood is the 2.5 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder. It's putting out 277 horsepower, 311 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60, about 7.5 seconds, top speed 130 miles per hour. Now let's work our way over here to the window sticker, give you the details here as far as your potential MPGs, 20 city, 29 highway, 24 combined, and 4.2 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. We're going to show you the window sticker just so you can see that in case you're curious to know what the details are on there. I hope the glare doesn't keep you from being able to see it. And one more thing that is really important that we show in these videos is that you have a 17.7 gallon gas tank. Here is your key fob. We're going to have lock, unlock, remote start, what's often known as the panic button, or the I can't find my vehicle in the parking lot button. Then we're going to have the button to open and close our power tailgate here, and smart park assist. That's what these bottom two buttons are. What exactly is that? Let me show you what happens. Just use your imagination. We don't have a lot of vehicles to work with here. Let's say you came out to your Santa Fe and you couldn't get in. People were parked too close on each side and you didn't want to crawl through the back area. So what I'm going to do is we're going to lock the vehicle and we're going to start it. We're going to let that start up just like that. And then I'm going to hit this top button, and here is what's going to happen. Give it a second. It doesn't happen immediately. But watch this. There's nobody inside, you can tell. I'm holding this button down and it's automatically moving forward. So if you need to do that, you can. Or let's just say that you needed to back it out. And I'm going to show you a safety feature here. I'm going to just stand right here. So I'm going to hit that bottom button, and the tail lights the hazard lights do come on just to let people know something's going on. But now it's going to start coming back towards me. I'm holding the button down, but here's what's going to happen. It's going to get kind of close to me, but it's not actually going to hit me. So going to have those parking sensors and letting you know what's going on around you, working in your benefit where that's concerned. And now I'm just going to put it right back where it was when we started. Hit that button one more time just to show you something that's one of those interesting little features that Hyundai offers here on this particular model. Let's talk about practical use. You can tow up to 3,500 pounds, and you're going to find that you have your power hands-free tailgate back here. Now notice how low it is. What do you think about that? Well, the easiest way to deal with that is to simply move it up like this. You want to open it all the way, or if you want to pull it down like this, you can do this too. But we're going to push it up all the way where it opens to its maximum height. And we're going to hold this button down and listen for the beeps. So you'll hear those two beeps. I'm going to hit the button, well, we'll say, there we go, and let it close. And when I open it back up, it's going to open to where I just set it. And you can do that however often you want to whatever height you need to. Maybe you're parking in a parking garage or something where the ceiling is low, and your garage at home, whatever it is, that's the situation. Now, how about your cargo specs? Behind the seats, as they are right now, this third row of seats, 14.6 cubic feet. When we lower these rear seats down, 40.5. When the middle seats are lowered, we're looking at 79.6 cubic feet. Now, it's a little bit backwards back here compared to what we see in a lot of vehicles, in that we're going to be able to pull on these releases right here, and we're going to manually put these down. This is why I say it's backwards. We're going to put those down, but we have two buttons right here. We'll show you those buttons real quick, and I'm going to hold down that button and watch what's going to happen. That seat is going to go down. I don't know if it's going to make it all the way or not. It's a little slow to do it. You don't have to hold the button down the whole time. That's the good news. Notice the passenger side is going down. Yes, the driver's side did not go all the way down, but you can see what's going to happen where that's concerned. Like I say, you don't have to hold the button down. That's a good thing. I'm just going to push that one more time. We'll bring the other seat back up over there. It is a little bit slow to work, but you can see the process that's taking place here. Now I'm going to come around over here. We're going to talk a little bit more about space back here in this rear cargo area. Now you do have your space here and the tools to change a tire. The downside, you do not have a spare tire. You have a tire mobility kit or tire repair kit. And last but not least, in this rear cargo area, you will find the 12-volt power outlet. And if you need it, we also have another power outlet right over there that's really intended for the third row passengers, but it could also be used for the cargo area as well. Let's talk about what your second and third row passengers are going to find. Now, you do have the sunroof back here, much larger than the front. That shade will open and they can take advantage of that. It's so hot today, we're not opening that, but that's the situation there. Now, how about your door panel? First of all, we're going to have the privacy shade right here. We're going to have our nice trim here and some nice finishes here. I like that. The cup holders in the front, the nice large armrest. You've got heated seats. You can see the button right there for these seats in the middle. The button to drop the window and raise it back up, and our door panel down there, or door bin, I should say, really more of a bottle holder than anything else. Now, on the side of the seat, there's a couple of switches right there. That's for changing the position of the seat cushion and the seat back. You'll notice that I'm bringing the seat back right here. See how reclined that is on my seat? We're going to bring up and look at that real quick. There we go. Got to get my cameraman to pay attention sometimes. But that's what we're doing right there. Now, the one thing that's interesting about this is that it manually moves back and forth, not with those controls. Kind of a strange thing, but that's the way that it is. And then I'm going to push the button right there that's going to get that up and out of the way. That button is on the top of the seat. It's a little bit far back for me, but we'll get in here and bring this back, bring that back to me. It's going to come back automatically. While we're waiting for that to happen, you can see the seats do recline right here. So that's going to take care of that. That's what this release is for right here. We're going to have our cup holders right there. The air conditioning vent in what I don't think is the most convenient place. I'd rather have that in the roof area where it's close to the passenger's face up here, but that's what Hyundai has done for now. Over here, I told you about that power outlet that's right there, another USB port, and then we can control our fan speed back here as far as that goes. I kind of need that because it's a little warm back here. All right, let's talk about what your middle row passengers are going to find. And as I told you and showed you earlier, you can recline these seats actually quite a bit. That's a nice little feature. And then we're going to have plenty of head space here Gonna have the oh crap handle if anybody wants to grab onto that, and rear seat pockets on the back of each seat. There is plenty of room back here overall. Our USB ports, as is typical with Hyundai, going to be mounted in the seat backs instead of on the rear of the center console. But there are some interesting things to talk about here. Number one, a lot of storage. Got the little drawer right there that can come out and push that back in. And also, something we don't see in too many vehicles is access to the center console for the rear seat passengers. And how about that all-important question of the sticker price, $50,705. Let's see what else you get for that price. Now, we're going to have our digital rear view mirror. Now you can see that it's a conventional as well. The houses right here, what does that indicate? Home link right underneath. So you can hit those buttons. You can program up to 3 doors in. Or you can use the digital mirror if you want to instead of the conventional. Right here, these 3 buttons are for your settings. So you're going to choose what you're going to set right here. So we can change the brightness, we can change the angle, and let's see. I think that's it. Not 3 settings like I was thinking, but got 2 settings right there, but you can see what's going on. As far as the upper console goes, everything for our lighting will be right here. We've got the control for our front and rear shades for our sunroofs, or should I say the power sunroof in the front, because this one's manual. Look at this. The front is manual, the back is power, but the front does open. So those are your controls there. You've got your SOS as well. And then we'll work our way down. I'm going to tell you about another change for 2027 as we work our way across to the glove box area right here, this upper glove box area. No more UV sanitizer. I guess that was not a popular feature among buyers. So got that. We're also going to have our conventional space with the glove box below. And then we work our way over to the passenger side door. So what's going to happen there? You're going to have a nice large armrest, just like we did in the rear, and a larger door bin, quite a bit larger than what we had in that rear area, so a little bit more than a bottle holder. Power adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger with lumbar support. Both are heated and ventilated. You're going to have your seat memory right here. Everything for your power mirrors. You can determine which mirror you're adjusting right there. And the button right here in the center, if you need to when you're still sitting in the vehicle, you can push that button and your power mirrors will fold. We're going to have 1 touch down, 1 touch up windows at all 4 doors. We're going to have our power parking brake here. As you can see, you can open and close your power tailgate, and we're going to have our traction control. The lever right here, when you drop that, that allows us to adjust the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel that is heated, by the way. And you can see the steering wheel. What do you think about this particular design? Shifter paddles on the rear for your 8-speed automatic transmission, so you can feel sporty. Adaptive cruise control is here. All of those different features, depending on what you need to do or know about. You can go through different things. You can click through and make the adjustments you need to, whatever you need to do. What about this? Do you like the shifter right here? So you're going to twist that forward to go into drive, twist it backwards to go into reverse, and we'll push the button right there to go back into park. I know for me, I would probably have to get used to it, reaching up here to grab the lever for our front and rear window wipers. We'll also have everything over here for our exterior lighting. You can just set that on auto if you want to. It's also the turn signal lever for those of you that understand how to use your turn signals. And here's a good reason on this particular vehicle to use that. When you turn on the blinker, you're going to see the appropriate side view mirror view into your blind spot. I really like that. And we're going to have our drive mode selector down here. I'm going to show you what the drive modes are. We've got my drive. We can go up here to normal, and we also have sport. And you'll see the changes that take place on the driver's display when you hit that button and go into the appropriate driving mode for your needs and desires. We're going to have built-in navigation. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone here, as you can imagine. Nothing unusual where that's concerned. I like the curvature to the screen where it's angled at the driver. That's driver focused, so that works well. You can come in here and make all kinds of adjustments, get a lot of information and details depending on what you need. There are quite a few pages here. There's your online owner's manual. I'm going to come back here because you might be saying, where are the icons I like to see? They're right here. We just go into settings, and you can come into whatever you need to. These are what you have. When we go into vehicle, you're going to see a lot of different settings, different features, things you can work with here depending on what you want to do. We're going to come in here to lights and show you that you have ambient lighting. So let's see if I can get this to show up for me. Hopefully we can. because sometimes it's a little bit hard to do, even with things being as dark as they are here, a little bit darker in the shade. But you can see the blue ambient lighting, that seems to show up the best. Let me show you something important here too. If you're going to change the lighting, make sure you hit OK right there. That's going to take care of that for you. And there are a couple of different options here as far as that goes. You can just come right here and select, or you can go to where we were right there. A lot of nice features, a lot of good functionality here depending on what you need to do, what you want to change. It's all right here. Now, I'm going to come right down here and I'm going to hit this button, and we're going to go back to the screen, and you can see what happens when I hit that button. Here are our camera views. We're going to get that out of the way. So you can see the rear view right there. There is our overhead view. There's our front view. Come back in here and show you a couple of other views. The side view mirrors, you basically already saw that. The rear view on the screen right there. And we can also come right here and just go all the way around, a lot of different angles, seeing what's going on around your Santa Fe, depending on what your needs are. If you have some tight parking or whatever the situation is. Work our way down and see some of our buttons that we have. This is for turning the radio on and off and adjusting the volume. Over there on the other side is where you're going to adjust what you're listening to, tuning. And then you can see everything else here. You can use a lot of this to navigate your way through the screen, at least going back and forth between different screens and different segments. Here is your hazard light button if you need that. And then our dual zone climate control is down here, and here is where you turn on your heated steering wheel. And notice there are two stages, so you have high and low, depending on what you want to do with that. Everything for your heated and ventilated seats. All your AC controls are going to be here. Now down here, we've got auto hold. For those of you that like to have your brakes stay engaged until you touch the gas pedal again when you come to a complete stop, there that is. You can turn off that pesky auto stop start, your hill start assist. You know what this is for, and there's your park assist. We'll work our way down. You can see everything here for our different connectivity options, which we really don't have a ton to talk about where that's concerned. A couple of USB. And you'll notice that you no longer have that button to turn on the UV cleaner. We're going to have our dual wireless charging pads right here. I would like to see that in more vehicles. I really like that. So if you have one for the driver, you should have one for the passenger. Over time, I think that will catch on and be a very normal thing. Cup holders right here. And then we're going to have the dual action, we'll say, not only because it opens in two different directions, but our dual action, or say dual purpose console lid, because you can use that as an armrest. And then within that area, there's a decent amount of storage space. I do want to say something about the pass-through here. I like how large the opening is for the driver and the passenger. You can see really well what is down there and see the space. There's a 12-volt power outlet over here on the driver's side. So that works really well. A lot of the time, it's hard to actually see down inside that area on most vehicles. I don't know how well you can see it, but you also have a head-up display. And we'll finish things up here with our test drive with the Santa Fe. It has a very comfortable ride quality. At least here in the front seat, I can't tell you about the second or the third row, but it is very comfortable here in the driver's seat. All of the seats are comfortable, and there's plenty of room in the first and second rows. And the room's not too bad. The space isn't too bad in the third row. Can adjust that to help the passengers out with that ability to move the seats back and forth in the middle row. Acceleration, not bad. Not meant to be a hot rod, but it does get down the road without any trouble, so not going to be hurting in that area. And the gas and the brake pedals, easy to manage, very responsive. Brake pedal is not overly sensitive, so you're not going to be brake checking your passengers, getting used to the brakes. And the head-up display is nice and bright. I like that. That's always a good thing. So overall, I'd say a very well-balanced vehicle as far as the driving experience goes. It's easy to see out of, plus you've got all of those great safety features available, plus the blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assist, all of that's going to be here if you want to take advantage of it. And let's see about our turning radius. We're going to make a quick legal U-turn right here. Nice tight turning radius. Not a big deal. Now, I'm only in normal driving mode and getting up to speed just fine. Doesn't mean I'm going to jump over on the other side of the road and offer to race that Corvette. Definitely not going to do that. But as far as your daily driving needs go, the acceleration will take care of you. The technology here is not difficult to learn and use. That's a good thing, always a plus. not an overload in my opinion. There's not a ton of sub-menus and different things you have to go through to get to whatever it is you need. Pretty easy to find, simple to navigate as far as the center screen goes. Overall, a very solid vehicle, doing a great job of offering a lot of fantastic features. And while $50,000 is a pretty high price, in this day and age, that's the average price of a brand new vehicle in the United States. There are a lot of vehicles out there that don't have some of the features you find here that cost a lot more. And there it is, the 2027 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy. It gives you a lot for the price. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I'd like to say a special thanks to our friends at Mike Morgan Hyundai for loaning us this Santa Fe for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. That's helpful and greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out one of the videos that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.